In this video, we're going to be looking at understanding rehearsal activities within the National 5 written exam. So what exactly are rehearsal activities? Well, to put it simply, rehearsal activities are basically anything that contributes to the development of a performance. Rehearsal activities could include blocking, research, characterisation techniques, experimenting with voice and movement, and much more. When we look at rehearsal activity questions, we have to think very carefully about what the question is actually asking us so that we can answer it correctly. We need to make sure that we are justifying the decisions within the rehearsal activities to make it clear what we are trying to achieve. Let's now look at a question in more detail. Let's look at this question for a minute. This question has got two parts to it. It's got an A and a B part. If we look at the first part of this, it says choose two characters from your drama and outline the main aspects of their personality and their purpose in the drama. What we need to do is use point, explain and justify. We'd make a point about the character, we would explain more about that character, outlining sort of the aspects of their personality, and we would justify this. Okay, justify it. Alright, and that would give us 2 marks there, and then we would do that again to give us our second 2 marks. The next part of this is saying if you were directing your drama, describe 2 rehearsal activities you would carry out to help your actors understand these 2 characters. Justify your answer. First of all, we're going to talk about 2, and we're going to have to justify. Again, with rehearsal activities, this is asking you all about, because it's asking you about the character's personality and the character's purpose, it's more than likely that you're going to talk about characterisation techniques in some way. Now, that might be hot seating, improvisation, role in the wall, role play, thoughts in the head, thought tunnel. All of these different kinds of things are the things that you are going to specifically talk about. Now, it's really important here that you don't just basically say hot seating and then explain what hot seating is. What you would do is you would turn around and make your point and say, I would use hot seating, and then you would explain in detail some of the questions that you might ask the characters, and then justify your reasoning for these questions and how this might actually help the actors to develop their personality and their purpose. You're not getting marks for just simply describing or giving me the definition of what hot seating is. You are talking about how, as a director, you would get the actors to use hot seating, the kind of questions that you might want to have, and they would be directly linked to the personality and perhaps the relationship between these 2 characters, and you would do that. So you would do point, explain, justify, and then you would do another point, explain and justify for your second rehearsal activity. You would get 2 marks there, 2 marks there, which would give you your 4 marks. Let's now look at an example answer. I would use thought tracking with the actors. I would instruct the actors to act out a scene within the drama. At certain points, I will pause the scene and ask them to tell me what they are thinking. I will ask them about what their motivation and purpose are at these moments and how they might feel towards the other characters. This will help the actors to think more about the reason for what they are doing and will also help them with their portrayal of the character. Now, as you can see with this, I'm making my point and I'm explaining how I would get the actors to do this, and then I'm justifying the reason for me doing this to help the actors understand their characters more and their motivation. Now it's over to you. Why don't you try the same question and see how you get on?